In the Middle East, we're getting a first-hand look inside Gaza at the huge damage from Israel's 9-month war against Hamas. Holly Williams traveled with the Israeli military to Rafah, one of the many cities ravaged by war, as hopes for peace start to rise again. This morning, she is in Tel Aviv. Holly, good morning.
Good morning, Vlad. New ceasefire talks are scheduled to take place this week, and the U.S. is urging Israel to negotiate a truce. But Israel doesn't always do what Washington wants.
Israel launched a ground offensive in Rafah in May, despite the objections of the U.S. On Wednesday, for the first time, Israel's military took foreign journalists to the city on Gaza's border with Egypt to see what it's accomplished there.
We're now inside the Gaza Strip. Rafah City is straight ahead.
Israel said it had to go into Rafah because Hamas's 4 remaining battalions were hiding there, using tunnels connected to Egypt to smuggle in weapons. Israel's military claims it's killed more than 900 militants in the city, though it's also killed civilians, exactly what the US was worried about.
Israel's military says that we are standing above a terror ecosystem, a web of tunnels that were used by the militants. But above ground, all we can see is destruction on a scale that is really impossible to adequately describe. So I'm going to let my cameraman do the work. I'm going to let the pictures do the talking. This is a wasteland. The only people that we're seeing are Israeli soldiers.
Hamas leaders are still at large, according to Israel's military.
Do you know what's happening? Why is there all this gunfire?
Those gunfires are part of outgoing gunfire. We are in a war zone. This is protecting the area.
As an Israeli, how do you feel about the fact that so many Americans are now condemning what Israel is doing in Gaza?
I think it's something that we need to be better in, explaining ourselves to the world.
Shortly after that, we were told to move. If peace does finally come to Gaza, this shattered strip of land will need to be rebuilt from the ground up.
Here in Israel, it's now been 9 months since the October 7th attacks, and 120 hostages are still thought to be held captive inside the Gaza Strip. Recent polling shows that around 60% of Israelis now support the ceasefire plan outlined by President Biden. Vlad.
Here's hoping those hostages come home and that there is peace in the region. Holly, thank you very much. Incredible reporting as always.
No, when she said let the pictures do the talking,
Yeah.
it's hard to believe that it's been 9 months. It still doesn't seem any closer to an end. We keep getting our hopes up that
Right.
it's going to end soon.
Right.
It's very tough to watch.
It's very tough. Like I said, we want the hostages to come home and we want
Yes.
people to stop suffering.